Well, let's get into your work. I love your album. I've already played it on the show, so I'm looking
Thank
forward to
you.
getting into your world. So thank you for taking a minute out today.
Well, I appreciate you being interested.
Yeah, you bet. So before we get into the album and your world of music, 5 years ago, this pandemic was changing everything for us, doing all kinds of things. How did you get through that pandemic era as a musician, and how has it influenced either you creatively or the way that you approach music today?
Well, I think I took the time to really try to get better. I actually didn't. I didn't take. I may have taken 3 days off. I worked on my craft every day. That was sort of my thing to get through things. And the my teaching job uh, didn't really stop. So I was really fortunate not only to have some things to occupy my time, and also, teaching feeds you creatively as well. Then I also I didn't have to be totally stressed about my financial situation.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the things it did do for me is it stopped my um, kind of ability to get my music out because I had planned to do a few different things and uh, uh, they kind of got put on hold. So I'm excited about this record getting out to the world, this music, and I'm excited for some things that will be happening next year too in the world of my music as well. Um,
So let's get into the album. It's kind of a glorification of that pairing of the tenor and the Hammond B3 for the records. Talk to me a little bit about how the idea and how you took that idea and that vision and made it a reality.
well, the music has evolved with this band for the better part of a decade. We all live here in the Central Ohio area. We play together often and have developed a, a fair amount of repertoire. So this is a band thing. And we were playing a show outside in, gosh, maybe it was 2 years ago. And it went really well. We were feeling really good about the music. My colleague, Zach Compston on drums, his wife was about ready to deliver his twin girls, and he had a 1.5-year-old son. So we thought, boy, if we're gonna make a record, we should probably do it soon
Yeah.
because Zach, you're gonna be busy for a minute. Um, and so we planned it out. And this is kind of a fun, this is meant to be a fun record. It's meant to be something that shows the collaborative nature of this group. And I kind of spearheaded things because I have some experience making records. Uh, and I'm really happy with the outcome. It's it's got it's kind of got a fun vibe, and that's when you put the Hammond B3 in anything, the vibe is positive and exhilarating, and and even when it's poignant, it's happy poignant, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a really strong tradition of the B3, kind of all the way through that what used to be a Chitlin circuit through your world over there in KC too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and we have a real long, beautiful lineage of important B3 organ players here in the Central Ohio area. And you know some of them. You know Tony Monaco,
Yeah.
people who are playing today. Tony's
Yeah.
a good friend of mine. I'll see him on Friday. Uh, and there's another gentleman named Bobby Floyd, who
Yeah.
you may you know Bobby. He's a
Yeah.
great pianist and B3 player.
Yep.
He and I have recorded together, and we play regularly as well. John Eshelman is a protege of Hank Marr, who is one of the fathers of kind of the B3 thing in this area. And John is someone who is uh, perhaps not as well known as those gentlemen, but equally, he's tremendous and is a great piano player, great B3 player, and can bring the fire. and also can support anything that we do. So the music has been bubbling around, and we decided to put it together, wrote a couple extra things to balance out the record, and we're excited that the music's out. It's getting really favorable response. This is a band to hear live, and we're planning on playing more shows beyond the geographic area that we live in here soon. So
Right
coming to a
on.
club near you.
I love it. How did this journey into the music and more specifically jazz, how did it begin and evolve into where you're at today?
Well, uh, uh, I studied piano as a kid, and uh, as every kid who studies piano, I revolted. And my folks suggested that if I wanted to play hockey, which is what I wanted to do, being a kid from Toronto, you still had to study an instrument. And I had just picked up the saxophone in middle school. And so I started taking lessons. Was okay at them. Got a couple different teachers, kind of got caught the bug. On a lark, did an audition to go to school in Rochester, New York at the Eastman School of Music. To my d d unbeknownst to me, I was good enough to get in. So I was admitted, studied with Ray Ricker there, Bill Dobbins, and from there on, I was a musician, and that was going to be my life's work. Went to graduate school in Texas, and kind of bounced around the U.S. and have been in the U.S. For the better part of my life now, full time. I visit my home in Toronto, play up there, and throughout Canada still as well.
So, what was the first live show that you saw that blew you away or that made you think I want to do that one day?
Well, I don't know if it made me think I want to do that one day, but two moments come into mind. Uh, Three actually. So I don't know of the chronological order of this, but I was talking with a couple folks. In fact, I was talking with Byron Stripling, member of the Basie Band, who's a close friend of mine. We were talking about this moment when I saw the Basie Band with Count Basie near my home in Toronto. My father took me, and they wheeled Basie out from the backstage in his wheelchair
Yeah,
up to the piano. And looking back on that, that's deep.
yeah,
I didn't it didn't register how much music meant to Basie to be doing this until the end.
yeah,
So that's a poignant moment. The second moment is in the same auditorium, uh, in a college near where I grew up in Toronto, where I heard Oscar Peterson play a solo piano concert for over 2 hours in the middle of the summer. And at that point in Toronto, air conditioning wasn't a thing that was everywhere. So there was no AC in this auditorium.
wow,
And it was really warm. And Oscar was, dripping in sweat and just playing music that was to someone even as a kid, I was blown away.
yeah, yeah,
The third was my dad, and central to all of this is my father taking me to this music, was when we went to this club called the George's Spaghetti House, which was a place in Toronto that would host local musicians and also musicians traveling. And it was a place where you go for dinner and you'd hear a show. Small club, I heard Scott Hamilton, the
yeah.
great tenor player from Rhode Island, who lives in Europe for many years. And that was the first time I heard a small group in person. And I had just gotten a tenor for some kind of like Christmas or something, what have you. And it was this, rickety, student model horn. But the next morning, which was a Saturday, in my room, I was Scott Hamilton all day.
I love it. That's
So
awesome.
those are three really important moments in my life that I can recall that lit a bit of fire underneath me about this.
I love it. So let me ask you this. What do you like the best about being a professional musician?
Hmm. There's a lot to there's a lot that's I like the music part. I like playing the music.
Yeah.
Um, I think I aspire to be as good as I can be at that, and to always continue to get better. Um, I'm pretty good at the other stuff that comes along with being a professional musician. That some of that stuff just it's kind of baked in my DNA. And I think those things, the non-musical things, they help me with my career as a professional performer. There's a lot of stuff besides playing the horn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So let's take it one step further. Everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, fans, everyone on the bandstand, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Sometimes I'm not sure. Sometimes I wonder why I have this opportunity to play music for people. Um, uh, I think I'm someone uh, who works real hard at this and has success because of that.
Yeah.
Um, and the more I live my life, the more I try to be as best I can in the moment, and enjoy playing the music. Um,
Yeah.
it's tough when it's the fall and it's October, and October is always the big month, and it's a
Yeah.
great month, and there's lots of beautiful things happening, and I have to make sure that I focus. Like tonight, I'm working, so I gotta after I finish teaching, I have to take a moment and dial in what the set is going to be like.
Right on. Speaking of, so for the records, if anyone wants to get a copy, catch you live, any of the other previous work or good work in your life, where do people go?
So I keep my website. It's I keep it updated. They can find me, find where I'm at there. Uh, would love to see you at any of our shows, both as a leader, and then I'm very busy as a sideman. I'll be up in Cleveland at the Bop Stop later this month as a sideman. Um, you can find my music on all the streaming sites. If you go to any of the streaming places, you can listen to my music. Four of my five records are out there. My first one is not. I still have copies of that if you'd like it. If you're interested in physical copies of things of the new record for the record, uh, contact me and I'll get them to you at the moment. Right now, since it's new, it's not on Bandcamp, and that's probably where it will lay physically at some point. Um, but I'm happy to ship, and I've been fortunate to have interest all over the country and passing those out. The physical album right
Yeah.
there, it sounds really good too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. I'm on one other album, but this is my first of my own, so it's a bit of a thrill.
It's beautiful. It's a great album. Pete, this has been great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. Best of luck with everything. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your interest, and it's great to meet you. I hope we get a chance to shake each other's hand in person.
I would love that. And